Now I'm going to start edging my window. I put a layer up here. Start with these little guys that are bullnose. You see that? They're gonna wrap around the edge here. So I'll start putting these on. I want to make sure they stick out a little bit. Dang it. Enough to put these tiles underneath it. All right, looks good. All right, so I just went and got my tile cutter. Simple one from Home Depot, manual tile cutter. It works really well. And I got this little guy I just cut with my bull nose to fill this little hole at the end. Filling this gap pretty good underneath here, so I got the tops of them sticking really well. So I got to kind of bring it all the way down to the top of these tiles here. So I guess I'll just clean this up. I'll get a little bit on the tile. I'll clean off those grout lines here in a little bit. So I want to stagger these actually. So I'm going to need to come all the way over here. First one goes halfway over. And what I'm going to want to do before I set this all the way in, grab another piece and make sure that I got the right width here. There it is. Now this one doesn't come all the way out, as you can see. If I put my spacer tile here, you see I have a little spot left. So put your tile in here. And there is a little spacer thing, so I'm going to make it right about there. Tighten it down. And then what you want to do is you just want to move forward, take it down, touch the tile, score it forward that way. And it won't rip the tile. And then you just want to lift up and push down. And then you have your little piece that you need. Oh, look at that baby. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right. And I've already pre-cut my little final piece. Looks like I have another row now of penny tiles to throw in. Looks like I'm going to have about 1.5. So I'm going to rip these into two. when I start laying them, I'm gonna have to cut off the top half of these tiles. Let's see how that looks. All right, it's looking good. Nice. So I just gotta do that all the way across. I'll just start putting in my first row above these guys. Just do them one by one, and I'll fill in that top hole with the half tiles when I'm done. Now I'm just dabbing the back of these tiles with the mastic that I actually have to remove anyway from in between these tiles, so the grout will go in. And I can also get this stuff out of the middle here at the same time. I'm definitely gonna have some cleanup after this, considering this is the first time I've done tile. Yeah, that is a little jacked up there a little bit. All right, I finally got it all tiled up. I got the little gaps on the wall, little short tiles up around here. They're kind of at they go at an angle, kind of get smaller and smaller. Kind of filled in all those gaps. Up at the top, kind of did some of those. The grout's going to cover up a lot of that, but this area got a little funky, and the window was an odd shape for my tiles, so I got a couple pieces of piecemeal here, but overall I think it's going to turn out okay. The floor had some issues because as I was walking on it, trying to finish my wall, some tiles were coming loose, so I started pulling them up, and a lot of them were loose. Like this little rabbit over here, they were all loose. They all came up. Those ones stayed down. And then I was walking and I heard some clicking, and it was because some of these tiles were up, and started pulling them up. They all came up. That little patch came up. This little patch came up. Mostly they're all tied down pretty good, but the pattern is not interlocked like a mosaic should be. Between pads, you can just see three. You can see that they're pads of mosaics instead of being actual mosaics. But I think it's going to be okay on the floor. I'm going to scrub it clean tomorrow, and then I'm going to start grouting it. I'm going to grout it all with charcoal grout. I'm going to clean off all the red guard on the window there, and it'll just be white. behind that. So yeah, made it, kind of looks pretty cool as my ledge for everything here. I'll grout all that around here. I had a bullnose tile here that wraps around. So when I grout it, it'll all be charcoal. So tomorrow I'm gonna clean it, and then I'm gonna mix up the grout, and then I'm gonna grout that bad boy. And then I'm going to start tackling my walls with the 3x6 white subway tile. So I'm gonna put subway tile and wrap my whole bathroom in it. And the back wall will be black. And then down here on my curb threshold, I'm actually going to pour a concrete threshold here. It's going to go all the way across. That's just a 4x4 treated lumber down there with the rubber surrounding it. It goes underneath the poured pan.